in a minute. But what he's come down now from his main position, which is actually at the back of Canny, in fact at Burgaboos, and he's come down here and he's now assessing the situation. And he arrives in his Kugelwagen up there into the orchard and discovers this Luftwaffe Lieutenant looking skywards because he's waiting for more aircraft. That's his job. And Von Luck tells this story, not, you know, and I'm just repeating what he said. You've probably heard the story if you know about it. Von Luck comes up to this Luftwaffe and says, "Hey," he says, "look what's out in the field." And the look, he's, yeah, tanks. And looks back up again. And Von Luck says, "Yeah, tanks. What are you doing about them? You're here with 4 88mm, and in your ammunition lockers over there, you've got anti-tank rounds." And he said, yeah, but my job is up here, I'm Luftwaffe. And Von Luck says, "Look, get your guns down and fire." And he says, "No." He says, I'm Luftwaffe. My job is anti-aircraft." And long Von Luck's story says that what he does, he takes his little decoration pistol out and says, "Look, you got a choice here. You can either be very dead or a hero." And he says, "What's the choice? You either engage those tanks or you're going to die here and now." And the lieutenant takes the second option, or the first option, drops his guns, and C Squadron, the 2nd 545 Yeomanry, just are simply annihilated. Yeah, I mean, in terms of armoured vehicles. And he has something like, you know, an armoured squadron is about 18 vehicles, and it's within about 2 minutes, there's 14 of them ablaze in the field here. And that's them gone. I mean, you know, 2 days later, they're going to have those vehicles back, but for all intents and purposes, they are now no longer part of this operation, because they've got to get themselves back through the hay, back down, back to get the armoured replacement squadrons and get those vehicles done. 3RTR know nothing of this, but of course Roberts does. And Roberts really has lost his one opportunity to get into Canny, because now Von Luck realises that Canny's important and brings his own anti-tank weapons up here and makes Canny actually quite a strong point. But he's relying on that over there also staying secure. But what happens is Tony Hunter, Lieutenant Colonel Tony Hunter, DSO MC, yeah, he's going to win a second DSO, like right now, yeah. What he does, he has no soldiers, really. All he has is his machine gun platoon and his carriers, and he has his headquarter platoon in their carriers. He has the regimental battalion second in command, but all his soldiers have been divvied out to the various armoured regiments. That's where they are, A, Big C Company, and he's got a troop of flail tanks. Why has he got them? Is because Percy Hobart, who had been a mentor of Pip Roberts, has said to Roberts the night before Goodwood, he says, "Look," he says, "I've got some flail tanks." And Roberts says, "Surely you are much slower with all their gubbins and all the rest of it." And he says, "Surely you don't expect me to take them with you?" And what Roberts says, he says, and Hobart says, "Well, go on." He says, "You know, you never know, you might just need them." And Roberts says, "Well, the engineers are clearing the gap in the minefield, and we don't think there's any other minefields." And Hobart says, "Well, look, take them anyway." So they have a troop of 22nd Dragoons come across as well, and they're with Hunter, who gets all the odds and sods. And he gets a couple of guns with him, and he's got machine gun platoon, the mortar platoon that infantry don't have, and he then comes under fire from Le Mesnil Fremantle, sort of giddy Germans, and they are by this stage, decide they're going to fight back. These are 21st Panzer, division guys. They clattered over the frontline soldiers, and there is a suggestion that the frontline soldiers were deemed expendable and had been left there not of the highest quality, because the highest quality are defending the main position, which is the ridge, yep. Where we were yesterday. Obviously we're going to and so what Hunter does is he mounts an all-arms assault with what he's got on the farm, and he uses his carriers as armoured personnel carriers, sends them into the attack, with the flail tank shooting them in. They're 75mm guns, exactly the same. In they go, and they very quickly capture the position there and round up all the German the guys in there, and they go into the bag. And also what happens is Hunter then, after this is about sort of, they get here about 9:45 in the morning. That's all done by lunchtime, and of course the battle has moved on by then, as you will see. And so Hunter then hands it over to his second in command, well actually his ops officer, and says, you can take care of this, and disappears into the smoke. Given a citation for a second or so later on. But you know, there is the quality of British soldiers, and we often, when we come to Normandy, we're forever talking how good the German armour is and everything else. We forget we actually won this business in the end, and it needed people of the calibre of Pip Roberts and others, and we spoke about him at Blue Coat, and because he learns this is their second operation. And remember, he said by the time we got to Blue Coat, we knew what we were doing, because they got it badly wrong at Epsom. This went much better, although not 100% right, but Blue Coat, they're an experienced outfit by then, and that goes very well, as you saw the other day. And so Hunter does what he does and moves off and looks for Roberts to say, where do you put me next? And Robert just tucks him in with his artillery commanders and all the rest of it, and continues to command the battle. But that Le Mesnil Fremantle is a fortified farm basically, and he does a really good job over there. And you know, it's one of those examples, early examples of what we could have done perhaps had we thought a little bit more about doing all arms stuff, because it was quite possible for us to do it.